Hey y'all, this is Chris Johnson at Living Waters Fly Fishing, today with a different sort of video. We normally have, educational videos and things like that, and this is probably no exception in the fact that we're going to educate you about a bunch of new product. So I apologize I haven't gotten this out sooner. There has been, we've had Trout Fest, we've had Fly Fest, we've had public events at the Round Rock Public Library, we've had film shoots, we've had all kinds of stuff going on, and not to mention all of our in-store events like Fly Tying Night and the stuff that we do on our weekends. So there hadn't been a whole lot of time to make product videos, so I apologize. All this stuff I'm going to show has come to the shop since the beginning of the year. So this is all brand new stuff, and whether you've been by or whether you haven't, some of this stuff just kind of gets tucked in and you don't really see the updates because we don't have blue light specials on aisle 2. So we don't have any of that at the fly shop. So we're going to kind of make you aware of some of the new stuff that we had come in just this year. And of course, if you have any questions about it, call the shop, reach out, social media, email, all that. We can answer any questions you have. Just give us a call, and we can also let you know what colors and things like that we have in stock of certain things. So, or you can just drop on by and your life will be even easier. So to start this thing off with a bang, I am thrilled about this one. We actually now have the Able Roves in the Fly Fish the Republic models. So if you were familiar, the Able Supers, those are the ones that we had prior. We also have the Able TRs in this as well. But the Roves are the Super replacements. And so the Super has gone away. The Rove is now on the scene. And we have this in a 4.6, a 5.7, and a 7.9. Cork drag, very, very low maintenance, amazing reels, crafted beautifully. A portion of proceeds off of every sale of one of these goes to support native fish conservation. So in the old Republic of Texas, that is. So that's going to be cutthroat conservation in Colorado, New Mexico, Guadalupe bass restoration here in Central Texas, and a myriad of other species and projects that we're working on there. So we put some of that money towards actually doing work on the ground and keeping ourselves in the loop on what's happening on a conservation front to make sure that we are applying these dollars to places that matter most. So thank you so much for any support. By even buying a reel, you are supporting native fish conservation. That's one of the major things that we are passionate about here at the shop. Now, I have a ton of items in here, so forgive me if this is a little disjointed or a little crazy. I've got tons of stuff, and there's a list in front of me too. I can't guarantee I'm going to follow the list perfectly, but I'm going to try. So one of the next things we got some new footwear. So the new Simms flyweight boot, feather light of course, comes with a spare set of laces in case you wear through the first ones, in case you're one of those people that fishes a lot. Tread patterns updated, all Vibram soles, super sticky, was in mine yesterday on the San Marcos, floated with Marcus in his brand new canoe. That's also new for this year. So we had a really, really great time, caught tons of fish. I think we had 9 different species hooked yesterday. So pretty amazing to have rivers like that are still flowing well. But man, just having these to be able to hop out of the boat, any sort of portages or wading that we did, feather light, they don't feel, they're wonderful. The arch support's great. There were some flaws in the previous boot that I think now they have corrected through all this. I like the fact that they've neoprene coated the entire inside on this. It really, really is a spectacular boot and very light, very sleek. Love it. So check these out. You can try them on. We have them in a full size range. We have that in a men's and a women's, by the way. We also have these in men's and women's. This is the new Bantam Light. These are going to be through Corkers. This boot is awesome. So again, feather light. The thing about Corkers, if you don't know about them, they have interchangeable soles. So literally these inserts, these sole inserts go on the bottom of the boot. They literally clip in. There's a little tab back here that you simply pull off. And these are going to be brand new, so it's going to be stiff. So there you go, you pull the tab off, and if you'll look here, I can pop these loose. You can see the sole simply comes off, and then you are able to put a felt sole or studded felt or something like that on the bottom. We also have these in a men's and a women's. Very, very great boot from Corkers. So you have some new lightweight hill country options for wading boots that are going to offer ankle support, lots of traction, and be very dependable on the water. Now, I've got a box of goodies, but before I get into that, we also have, I think, many of you, if you've been by the shop, you've seen all this, but we've got new hats. So Richardson, we have a ton of new hats. We've got the new patch hats. We've got them in camo patterns. We've got them in flat brims. We've got them in dad hats. We've even got, look at this, we've even got rope hats, and you'll never see me in one of these, but we've got them in case that person is you. So I'm not the rope hat guy. I've never been able to pull it off. I'm just not that cool. So, but we do have all of these in stock and a lot of other colors and styles and things like that. So check all this out. So if you want to rep your local fly shop, boom, we got you. So lots of new hats. I'll set those back there. And then we're going to showcase new product in new product. So we also have the new colors of the decked boxes. So we have these in half racks and in sixers. The sixer, I know this looks big on camera, but it's actually not all that big of a box. It's perfect for just what we do here in the hill country. I literally fished a stock pond the other day and just loaded this up with bass gear. The handle actually pops up, so you can actually have a handle, you have a carry handle on the top side on the sixer. The other thing I love about this, I know it'll be a little hard to see on camera, is it's single hand open. You literally squeeze that, it opens up. Positive latches, waterproof, non-slip feet on the bottom, so if you have it on boat deck, it's not sliding around. I threw one of these in Marcus's canoe yesterday when we were out. It was absolutely fantastic. Was able just to use this as kind of a workstation. I actually put a little fly patch on the top of mine to where when I'm going through flies and kind of figuring stuff out, I can literally stick them back there, and if I need to retie something on, I can. This was just such a great help yesterday. But the decked boxes, they're very affordable for one. That's one of the things I like most about them, is they're priced reasonably, fully waterproof. You can use them for, you know, car storage, boat storage. I mean, and we didn't get a drop of water in this thing, and it's great. So I love these. This is a sixer, so the smaller one. I fish out of this a lot. My half rack that I've got, it's, you know, it's not quite twice the size of this. It's just a little bit under, if I'm correct. But the thing that's really cool about it is I use that for all my travel fly tying stuff. I can literally file bags of materials in it crossways, still has dividers in it to where I can then put you know, my vise and any lighting or tools or anything like that in the center section, or any displays that I'm taking, and it's literally just an all-in-one grab it and go. So if you don't have as much fly tying stuff and you're trying to be a minimalist, I've never been good at that, but if you want to be a minimalist, you could easily use this for the same thing, but when I do shows and stuff, I take a lot. So on the sixer, you've got the tray that is obviously removable. It comes out. Underneath this tray, I have tons of new items. So we're going to talk about all this. So let me move this tray out of the way here. And I'm going to see if I can set this guy just out of frame, because he's going to store all my new stuff here. So I know there's going to be this bright orange box in the corner of my screen here, but y'all are going to get over it. I'm going to move that tray out of the way here. We've got a bunch of new stuff to go through. So we have the new Fly Fishing Dallas book. This is Dallas and Fort Worth. Greg DeMars with this one. I love this book. He did such an amazing job. We have Aaron Reed's edition of this book as well. And we also have the one for Houston. So we have all three books in store, but the Dallas one is brand spanking new. This is really cool because it really is more of an urban focused book. And, you know, Aaron's book and even Rob McConnell's book out of the Houston area, they featured a couple of more fisheries that were a little bit more remote. This, while it has a little bit of that, most of this is going to be more urban. And I like that because, you know, when you find yourself in a city and you're like, man, I got some time to kill, I'd like to fish. This is kind of your book for that. So I would highly recommend picking one of these up. They're not expensive. And I think this is great too. If you look, I mean, the whole book full of pictures in case reading is hard for you. I mean, this is awesome. You can literally, I mean, there's a picture on darn near every page. So, I mean, if pictures are worth 1,000 words, there's no telling how long this book is. So that is one that I would absolutely recommend. And we are going to have Aaron and Greg in here. I really hate quoting dates on camera because I don't have the schedule in front of me. I think it's April 19th is when we're doing that. They're going to be up here. If it's not, I will make an amendment in this video. It'll say it on the screen. But nonetheless, it's going to be in April. We have an awesome event where the author is going to be up here, talk about their books, talk about the process behind it. If you want it autographed, you can certainly do that. But just a really great walkthrough of some of what I deem is really the best resources for fly fishing, Texas in general, if you're really trying to get into it and really making sure that you know where you're going and kind of having a good idea of what you're getting into. Other exciting news, I'm going to have to kind of do this in installments here because I've probably got stuff all in here. Where is my little orange package in here? Where is he at? There's materials in here. We've got all kinds of stuff. So I can't find the little orange guy right now because it's in the giant orange box, and so it's probably camouflaged. Long awaited, and I know that I'm stoked about this. I am so pumped about this. We have Petty John products back in store. And what that means, and so we get these imported from Europe. So Petty John products, they make the best CDC that we can get, and they have these magic tools, which if you've ever messed with these, I'm gonna try to get that out of the glare there so you can see that a little better. But these magic tools are amazing. This is how I do all of my CDC work, where you basically take these little platforms here on this side, and you use these little clips on the other. He's got tons of videos out about it. If you ever want to look up Mark Pettyjohn fly tying, he will have all kinds of videos on the internet. It basically, you take the CDC, you push it into the table. It basically makes a CDC taco, and who doesn't love tacos? You take the little chip clip on top, pull it out, you take a long pair of scissors. We have his tools as well, so we got thread splitting needles, we have his long scissors. They're amazing. So we also, and I can't find the little bag in there, I'll probably find it later and it'll make a cameo appearance later in the video. We have the 1 gram bags, and I love it. It kind of sounds like a drug. Anytime you're talking about your feathers and grams, it is an addiction, truly. I mean, I've got a drawer right here that it's full of CDC, like literally just packed. And so it's a problem, and yes, it is measured in grams, but the first thing is admitting you have a problem, and I'm not there yet. So anyway, with that, this is an awesome material. I use CDC on probably too many of my flies. I've been accused of having a CDC fetish. I'll deal with it, it's okay. But Mark Pettyjohn Magic Tools, Pettyjohn CDC, it's the way to go, and we have been waiting and waiting and waiting to really get this to go through. We have to import that stuff, so we've had that box got hung up in customs and all that sort of good stuff. We have a massive restock including some new product there as well. So very excited to have Pettyjohn products restocked. We've carried them in the past, but we now have them back on board. Umpqua, we have a bunch of new fly patterns in store, of course, but we also have new gadgets and things like this. We have little river run pliers. These are kind of smaller pliers that if you're doing kayak work or wading work, they have the cutters on them, everything there. But these have a little sheath, easy to put on a bag or on a wading belt, anything like that. They also have kind of the clip function that you can literally just clip them to your pants if you wanted to as well. But just a great little tool to kind of add to the arsenal if you're looking for something a little bit more robust than hemostats. So the thing I didn't really plan through in this video is like where to put everything when I'm done talking about it. So like I said, if this is disjointed and awkward, welcome to, Living Waters product videos. I don't have somebody telling me what to do here. It's just me in an office. All right, we also have from Ross Reels, which many of you are the proud owner of, we have, orange box almost left us. I told you it was disjointed. So here's the deal. I guess that's part of being a dad now is like when things start falling, you just immediately grab it. There was no screaming involved, so this is good. But we have the new Ross Colorado, but we haven't the new colors. So let me put this on another camera here real fast so y'all can see this. The color is called chocolate. Now, if you ask me, and I have no interest in football or any sports affiliation. So please understand I'm saying this very objectively, but that's really looking a little bit more maroonish to me. And you know who you are. There's a certain school a little bit east of here that some of you are major fans of. And this is really very close to your team colors. And so I would say that this reel very much could be for those people if you wanted to sport your pride. The problem is if you are not a fan of that school, and now that I've made that association, you aren't going to want to buy this reel now. So you do you, and if you like this, then get it. That's the end. If you don't, then that comes in other colors. The Ross Colorado is an amazing reel. I have this on most of my lightweight outfits. It is a click and pawl, so it's going to be, you'll notice it's got that, the click makes it sick. But the whole deal is this reel is amazing for ultralight stuff. It literally is just featherweight. Love these guys. They're very durable. Despite how light they are exceptionally durable, and they can take a licking. I've guided with them. I've fished with them personally. I have slid down mountains with them. I don't think I've fallen on one yet. I haven't fallen down a mountain with one. I've done that with other reels and they took it, but I'm imagining it's probably good for that. I probably don't, I wouldn't be good, but the reel would probably be okay. All right. Other things from Able, we also have the new nippers. The new nippers, these have been updated, very, very sharp, all of course machined. These things are just lovely. They've got the eye cleaner right here. I'll see if I can throw this on camera a little closer here. New nippers, you've got the new jaws. Jaws are also replaceable, so that makes it really, really easy. You'll see you have a little eye cleaner there with the needle on the one side. Very, very smooth operation, easy to stick on a lanyard or, key ring it to whatever you want. These are wonderful and I absolutely love them. And the thing that it's funny, they're not as expensive as the old ones. That's a rarity. Where you look at the previous iteration of Able nippers were quite costly. These don't have that retail price on them, so that's also very nice to have a little reduction in price. That doesn't happen much these days, if you haven't noticed. So the Able nippers we now have in stock. What else do we have in the bag of tricks over here? New from Wapsi, we have a bunch of different materials. One of the things I'm very happy about is we have mink zonkers back. I know that's a little bright because everything's in white here. Let me see if I can get that to where you can see. There we go, close enough. Mink zonkers, we have those. These are really, really awesome from the standpoint of they float. So if you're used to a zonker that you know, absorbs water, like rabbit or squirrel or something like that, they absorb water, and what really makes it a great subsurface material. This, you can treat this with floating, of course, and actually it'll float even better. But it is a naturally waterproof fur, much like beaver and muskrat. So mink is going to be very similar to that. These make great zonkers on hair bugs or poppers or even gurglers. But if you wanted to tie like leeches and stuff like that and waterlog this thing and sink it, you're fine. You can totally do that. But it's a zonker that comes in a micro size, but that you can tie, you know, surface flies, and it's not going to waterlog them too bad. You can tie subsurface flies, and it's going to still give you the motion you desire. So mink zonkers, great thing to have back in the arsenal. New stuff from Hairline. There's probably even more of this in there, but I see, let me check to see if I can get these on camera without them blowing out. Let's see, there we go. This is the new Stillwater chenille. Flyfish Food puts this out. They develop a lot of products in collaboration with Hairline, so I can show you the color on that. You see it just has just the right amount of sparkle. There's olives, there's blacks, there's, you know, black and blues, there's all sorts of stuff. Really great, you know, leech and bugger chenille. Love this stuff. Does a great job of kind of, especially I would say in our cases, we have a lot of rivers that, while they're clear, they're not crystal clear. The Guadalupe is one of those once you get down below Canyon Lake, you know, even if you're fishing lakes, things like that. Any of that Stillwater chenille where that water isn't just like gin clear, having that little bit of flash in there, this way you don't have to add extra flash to the bugger. You can just literally run the chenille up the thing and it's done. And I love the color arrangements on this. There's some that are a little crawfishy. They even have one that if you're a bass angler, you know, the classic watermelon red, they've got just an olive with that red flash in there. You cannot tell me that doesn't work. I have fished way too many tournaments and have had blasted around a lake on a bass boat enough to know that watermelon red, green pumpkin red, all that's money. So we've got it in chenille form. You can now add that to your flies. We also have some new materials in as well from a couple of brands that you will recognize and a few that you will not. So I'm going to keep just digging in my material bag of tricks here. We've got a new brand in store. I'll throw these on this camera here. This is Techstream. Techstream is it's a European brand that hasn't really made, I would say, quite a giant splash in the U.S. yet. It's getting some love and getting talked about, obviously, but some of these things are just amazing. So Techstream does an amazing job of making chenilles and flashes and a myriad of other products, but they come in sizes and colors that we're not really used to seeing. So this mixed hollow chenille, I've been using this on my Murdoch wigglers, tying those. It's kind of a soft-bodied spoon fly. They have been deadly. I love the chenille, and there's a flash called Predator Flash or Predator Fiber that goes right along with it. We carry that as well, and it is just a perfect match. So it's just a seamless look on the fly. This mixed hollow chenille is great. We also have their cactus chenille, but in a larger size than we've ever been able to carry. This is jumbo. It's huge. I mean, this stuff, I'll pull this out of here. This is nuts. If you've not seen this, it's really, really large. So if you're tying larger bass flies or anything like that, it comes carded, but I mean, that is a very, very wide cactus chenille. Look at this. I mean, it's just super wide, has that great, great flash blend to it. I love this kind of stuff. So if you're palmering it on, you know, you can use this for any sort of fly you want. You can use it under gurglers. You can use it on any sort of redfish flies, bass flies, anything like that. Just absolutely phenomenal material. Very, very good sizing, very good colors. And it's really cool to have a new brand in store that does stuff that some of the others do not. And so it's really awesome to have some diversity in product and seeing some new stuff in the fly tying space. On that note, got a few new things in from Fulling Mill. We've got their egg yarn in now. So this stuff is really great. If you're tying eggs for the Guadalupe River, the egg yarn is just awesome. I love this stuff. It really does a great job. And this is just a wonderful, wonderful product. And I think one of the things I like about it is the fact that it's just a couple of wraps and you're done. Our eggs aren't very large in the Guadalupe River. We need like 18s, 16s. You can stack it, you can run it up. You can even use this as a body on something else if you want, but it's literally just a little egg dot. It's really an awesome, awesome fiber, easy to work with. We carry that in a myriad of colors now as well. New from MFC, I love this stuff. We've got a whole mess of it. This is called high-rise foam. Basically, it's an Evazote, very kind of, I would say, a little bit stiffer than, I mean, it's not really stiffer than standard fly foam, but a stiffer Evazote foam that is just perfect for dry flies. It has a lot of, it's a closed cell foam that basically has that air captured in the foam. Colors that you've never seen in fly foam before. A lot of the natural golds and olives and browns and cinnamons and stuff like that. Much, much better color array than any other foam we've ever carried in the past. We've got it, and the thing that's really neat about this, it comes, there's 4 sheets of this in there. So I know it looks like a narrow strip, but there's actually 4 sheets of 2mm foam in here. And we have multiple sizes, multiple colors, and you can do whatever you want with it. This stuff is amazing. It is absolutely amazing. So happy to have this as a dry fly aficionado. I do like having natural colored foams, and we've just, I mean, let's face it, you're not gonna get that at Hobby Lobby where it comes in gold or, kind of a golden brown or anything like that. It's just brown or black or neon pink. Craft foams, while they will work in many applications, if you're trying to match hatches and be exact, I mean, this is just the way to go. It's a higher floating foam, gonna be more durable, and is gonna come in the colors you really want as a fly tire. Other things from MFC, this is awesome. I know these are in plastic packages, so some of these aren't gonna show up super well. This Dirty Bird dubbing is just incredible. I love this stuff. Comes in really cool colors. There's like dog puke, there's craw, there's all sorts. It's hilarious. I think the names on these are great. We carry a pretty good cross section of these now. This stuff is deadly. You can spin it in a dubbing loop, you can direct dub it. I've actually tied this as the underbody on my pinch hitter recently. Insane. I love this stuff. It has marabou all in the dubbing. So what they did is it's chopped marabou in with synthetic fibers as well. This all blended together. It's just a cornucopia of motion. So that should have been the tagline on this material. So they didn't ask me, but it's okay. Love this stuff. Comes in the right colors for the hill country, and very happy to have it. This stuff is cool too. Trina's squirm material. So if you are a squirmy worm person, but one of your complaints is it breaks all the time, this is it. This Trina's squirm material, it comes in various sizes, various colors. This stuff is great. I'll see if I can show it on camera. It's probably not going to show up real well here, but this material is just awesome. It basically has the motion of a standard like squirmy worm material, but with infinitely more durability. So like if you're getting worms bit off and stuff like that, it's easier to tie with, easier to use. I won't say it's quite as floppy, if you will, as like a standard squirmy worm, but still has that wiggle and motion that you're really looking for. This stuff is amazing, and it's gonna keep you from being more irritated, where you spend all that time on the vise and then the worm just gets the tail bit off. That's not gonna happen with this nearly as much as what you would see in a standard squirmy worm material. Now, also in the bag of tricks, in the material side, new things from Whiting Farms, and I love Whiting, that's no secret. I owe Phil Trim for this, honestly, and Phil Trim, he is literally one of my heroes. Not all heroes wear capes, but some of them sell capes, and so that's one of the things that, Phil, if you're watching this video, thank you so much. I owe you big. This is Spey Soft Hackle Chickaboo, and this is specifically Grizzly Spey Soft Hackle Chickaboo. This is God's gift to the fly tire. It really is. The Chickaboo patch is perfect. I'm gonna pull one of these out and I'm gonna throw it on the camera just so you can see the texture of this, because it's amazing. Right over here, look at this. It looks like fur. It's incredible. This is very, very hair-like and long and fibrous. And then when you get to the Chickaboo patch on this side, every one of these is a perfect woolly bugger tail. They're just absolutely amazing. I love this stuff. This line of roosters, however, or line of chickens, they're having a really hard time with. So there's not really any Spey product to speak of on the farm with any abundance right now. So we ordered a bunch of this. I got the last of what they had in white, had it custom dyed in, what is that? Golden brown is the color that, this one right here is March brown that I have over here on the camera. But I had a bunch of this dyed in golden brown in a solid. And Phil was like, that's it, that's all we got, and there's not a whole lot coming out the pipe, so what you got's what you got. When you're out, we're out. And so Was really bummed about that because I use this material on my pinch hitter, I use it on my creek leech, I use it on my chuck wagon, I use it on a lot of different flies. My favorite warm water material for carp and bass, like in terms of a natural. This is just amazing. It breathes, it moves. I love it. If you just stuck me in a room with a pile of this, I could probably come up with some of the best warm water fly patterns to ever cross my vise. But that's one of the things that this material makes that possible. And especially, I love the grizzly because it has that natural mottled grizzly look. You're not gonna find a natural grizzly marabou pretty much anywhere. But this is natural grizzly, and we had it dyed. Golden brown was not a color that that came standard through whiting. We had all that custom dyed for the store. We ran out. Well, then we bought it in white because they were out of grizzly. I think we're out of that or almost out of that. I think I have maybe a couple of left. Not much. Phil said that harvests were a little slow at the farm, and he goes, hey, I was digging through the drying room, and he goes, there was a box in the corner. And he goes, in that box was a ton of grizzly soft hackle chickaboo. And I said, I'll take all of it. He goes, well, you can't have all of it because I promised somebody else a few of them. He goes, but you can have most of it. And I was like, then I'll take whatever I can get. So we have March brown, olive, and golden brown all dyed over grizzly in stock. When it's out, we're out. And so if you want it, come and get it. This is fair warning because I won't have it forever. And that makes me sad. But there's not a whole lot of, there hadn't been a whole lot of success bringing Spay back to market with any measurable amount of success where we're going to be able to restock it on a regular basis. We're probably going to have little dollops or little blips here and there if they get the line back up and running. So we shall see. But right now, we've got it. So just be aware, this stuff will not be around for long. If you are a carp or warm water fly tire of any sort. I mean, and this stuff works great on trout as well. It's not like I'm pigeonholing it for that. But I mean, let's be honest. Warm water is what we do here. And that is just an amazing product. So no holds barred, awesome. Hey, I told you I was gonna find, this is the reason I couldn't find that. It has an orange package. And so when you look at it, this is that other Petty John size. So like I said, it made a cameo appearance. These are the little the half-gram bags. They labeled it short, where they say these are the short feathers and the other ones are the long feathers. I'm gonna be really honest, I'm looking at the packages and these things are killer long. So, I mean, compared to a normal CDC feather, these are vastly better than anything you're gonna get anywhere else. So a Petty John short feather, I'm not sure if these even, I mean, these are as long as the ones I've gotten in the larger bags that I've got. So, I mean, I wouldn't let short, I know it says short selected, but honestly, it's just a smaller bag of stuff that looks like what I use every day on this stuff. So this is amazing, but in smaller bags, we actually got more of the color breadth there and then brought in the larger bags kind of in your core, primary colors, if you will. Another brand we've added to the arsenal, and we had a restock in this with some new colors, Fly Hair Co. So Jeff Preddy does a great job of making some incredible bucktails. He doesn't make the bucktails, obviously, but he dyes the bucktails. These things are big, man. That's a very, very sizable bucktail. Good fibers, great colors, great quality. Very happy to have these guys on board. Jeff does an amazing job, great company, and we've got a lot of their product. We've got some of their foxtails. I've got some full muskrat pelts down there in case you're a real traditionalist and like tying some Adams with traditional muskrat dubbing. Little secret, you can zonk those things too, and that makes a mean zonker. But anyway, nonetheless, this is awesome. Bucktails back in stock, better quality than we've ever had, and very, very happy to have these guys on board with a full gamut of colors. And then the last thing, I'm pretty sure this is the last thing. I'm looking over my list. I think I've got it all. I think we're good. I'm missing something, I'm sure. I'm gonna do a whole video devoted to this thing just so we get more product information out there. But this is, I think, probably my favorite thing that has happened this year, and that is the Texas Taper. It's the fly line that I designed with Scientific Angler. It is now available to the public. And so I will throw this down here so you can see it. Every one of them's got Living Waters brand right there on it. It is available only at Living Waters Fly Fishing. The Texas Taper is, in short, it's almost miraculous. It is really designed for everything that we do in Texas. And I designed it based around the greater Republic of Texas. And so we didn't advertise that too heavily on the box, but it's one of those things that if you want to go mountain trout fish with this, it's perfect for that. I guided with it up in Colorado last year. It was flawless. I've done small creeks with this. I've thrown hair bugs in an 8-weight with it. I fished on the San Marcos yesterday with craw patterns and even threw hair bugs on it yesterday. It was wonderful. And you're not spooking fish. It won't slap hard. Has a textured tip to where the tip actually floats higher and doesn't rip real bad when it comes off the water. It is 3/4 of a line weight heavy, but has a shorter head. Fun fact, this is the only, and I know this is going to be probably almost impossible to see, but if you'll look, this little icon right here, it is the only scientific angler line box that will ever feature a target species of a cichlid. So the cichlid made the cameo appearance on the box. The other beautiful thing about this line is it can be fished in all 3 temperature ranges, cold, moderate, and hot. So you can fish this in any climate. It will do double duty in salt water as long as it's not blistering hot on a boat deck. But 90-degree weather in Texas and fishing, this is going to hold up so much better, and already has proven that it has because we fished it for a full summer now. We did all the prototype testing last year, and I gave a couple of friends of mine, including Austin Orr, Chase Smith here in Texas, and then Brandon Bales over in Alabama, one of those A states. Everybody tested that in different climates and on different species, and then I guided with it in Colorado and of course fished it down here really heavily. And I really appreciate Austin's input because of the casting prowess that he possesses, and I know he's gonna really do a lot with it in terms of single hand spay casting, roll casting. He can send it. I mean, that's one of the things that as a fellow casting instructor I really appreciate is it's kind of one of those things of I'm going to have a little bit of a bias on this line because I designed it for me. But the thing is when I give it to other people and just tell me straight up, you're not going to hurt my feelings, what do you think? And it was unanimous. All of my field testers said, don't change a thing. And so what you're seeing now is the culmination of a lot of work and a lot of, I'm really nerdy. And so when you design your, I love it. I think it was Jeff Helmkamp came in the store and he goes, it's official. This is the nerdiest thing you have ever done. You designed your own fly line. And he may not be wrong. So I love that. I'm so happy to have this. Has AST Plus, it's an amplitude smooth, just has a textured tip for the last 10 feet. A camouflage tip, so it variates colors for the last few feet as well. This thing is magic. It is actually the first line in scientific angler history that is a blend of a fresh and saltwater coating. And so that's what's really special about it, is that now we can use it in any temperature range, just about any climate. And I'll go into way more detail on the video that I'm going to make that actually features the line specifically. So I'm going to actually do a little, little product video on the Texas Taper specifically, and I'll tell you more about that in that video. But with that, that's kind of a blast through, I think it's about a half hour or so of new product that's here in the store. We're getting stuff in basically every week, it seems like at this point. We have a couple of new things coming soon. We've got the Raw San Miguel in the new gold color. We'll have the new Sims flat sneaker coming in. We'll have the new Corkers all-access shoes, so kind of that wet wade shoe that's going to be low top, that if you're just wanting something to slip on and go, great shoe for that, but still has the interchangeability with the soles. And then Sims is releasing an all-new packable wader as well, and we will have those as well. So we have a lot of stuff, and there's several other things I didn't mention. We've got new CDC puffs, we've got diamond braid, all kinds of things. Now, like I said, there's a lot on this list. I've got new tungsten beads on here. I didn't talk about those. I mean, there's a lot. We have so much new fly tying material in right now. It's awesome. So please come on by, check it out, and any questions you have of if we carry something or did we get it in this color or this size, just call us, reach out through social media, leave it in the comments. We'll reply as best we can. Thank y'all so much for watching. Thank you for your support of your local fly shop. Whether you are a local or not, we still feel like a local fly shop. And one of those things that I just really appreciate is our fly fishing community. So thank you so much for being a part of our community at large if you don't live here. And thanks for supporting the shop. Always, always, always support your local fly shop. If they can't get you what you need, don't hesitate to call us. We're happy to help. But make sure you do business in your backyard first. We appreciate you more than we can ever say. We will see you in store or on the water soon. Y'all take care.